Welcome to Gobold Jeopardy by Tweek, managed by Tweek, hosted by Tweek, designed by Tweek, endorsed by Tweek, criminally advised by Tweek, and possibly mismanaged by Tweek. That sounds about right. I think I hit everything. If someone gets a lower score than I will repeat. That is fair. We will have to do a little bit of an honor system though, because there's like 50 people and Jeopardy's not usually that many players. But this is gonna be fun. You know, just keep a little tally of how well you do, and we'll see how well everyone did at the end. I think that's a good way to kind of do it. We'll all go together and do some questions and see what happens. So, wait, did I make a Final Jeopardy? I don't think I did a Final Jeopardy. Hold on one second. I don't think I did Final Jeopardy. I just want to make sure, because I think I just wanted to do a bunch of random ones. No, there's no Final Jeopardy. Okay. Just checking for you guys. Also, the links are being a little funky. Hold on a second. It might be the way I opened it. I'm going to open it in a different program. Make it look a little... Maybe it'll work in this one. Aha! This one works. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Don't know why anyone uses Microsoft Edge nowadays. There we go. Okay, welcome to Gobold Jeopardy. Now we got it working. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Wondering how well I will do. It's been years. Okay. Excellent, excellent. So, don't worry where I'm standing. This is the not applicable column. I didn't want to come up with too much crazy for everybody, because we already got a bunch of crazy categories. So we've got the first category is goblins. The second category is kobolds. These are generic little like nuggets of information you can learn about the goblins and kobolds. We've got the Tweek Mission Control DRG mod. So I hope you've been using my Deep Rock Galactic mod, or you're not going to be able to figure out any of those ones. And then we've got Tweek Lore, which I probably gave some of it away to you guys already. So, you know, it's a test. Let's see if you guys were paying any attention to the Tweek Lore. 500, Alex, not applicable then. I haven't needed to start using it. Oh, excellent. Excellent. That'll make it the hard, although you'll learn stuff about it, which is kind of cool. So, excellent. How do we want to start? I feel like... Wait, can I do polls through here? Because that'd be fantastic. I can. Okay, let's do a poll. We'll do a poll for what category first. So, /poll. Okay, so the question is which category? And we will start off with goblin, kobolds. It's probably better to almost work down a category, but we can ask what people want to do each time if we want. But I feel like working down a category would be easier. No additional votes. 2 minutes. Start poll. There we go. Polls will be more organized. Yeah, exactly. That's why it'll be like... Excellent. There we go. Which category do you guys want to start on? We'll eventually go through all of them, so don't worry if you don't get the category you want right away. But I feel like it's probably easier to stick to a category so you guys kind of get the gist of things as we're going through. Like we'll start with the easy questions. Be like goblins for 100 or kobolds for 100, and then we'll go to the hard ones. And then you'll all have no idea what's going on, and you'll be like, that is the weirdest tidbit of information I never needed to know, and I need to now pour bleach into my ear holes. Okay, maybe not that bad, but it will be weird. The $500 questions are weird. If I'm entirely honest, I had to look for some of these, and I'm a goblin. That's how that's how weird it is. Excellent, excellent. I like it. I like it. I need a little more of a chill music. Hold on a second. Let me move my music window out of the way. Okay. Let's look for something fun and upbeat instead of the current sci-fi. I love how the top 5 like options for tracks are like Nintendo music. It's upbeat. Excellent. There we go. Just some upbeat lo-fi. Goblin category. Oh, you guys want Goblin. Imagine beatboxing. Be careful. She might actually cast a spell that beats you with a box. It'd be very dangerous. I haven't even talked about how I ran into Soot. Oh. I have a chicken that can be done. Oh gosh, the Gobold beatboxing chickens. Yes. It's terrifying. The Gobolds, that's it. Yeah, the Gobolds. They're barred kobolds and they use chickens to beatbox. It's terrifying. You don't want to run into one unless you're in a very dangerous situation. Actually, that's probably the whole dangerous situation. But anyway, we'll start with goblins. Okay, you ready, everybody? You ready for our first goblin quiz question? Get your brains running. Goblins for 100. Goblins are known to have this vibrant skin color. I know this is a very hard question for everybody to start off with. It's a very, very tricky. Shit, I'm giving it away being here, aren't I? Oh no. Okay, maybe this one's an easy one.
Whoa.
Purple, pink. Exactly. Green. Yeah. Chartreuse. I like these answers. Do we have to answer in the form of a question? You can answer with you can be like, is it green? But I'll accept. We're being very casual, so I'll accept green if you want. That's true. You answered in a question. Do we have to answer the form of a question? That itself is the question. That's your answer then? No, I'm just kidding. Is it blue? Is it Sharky? Yeah, it's true. Only because it's very, very similar. No, it is green! The color of money. Gold is also a valid money color, but, you know, green is our color. Is it Merple Spleen? How did you know Merple Spleens were green? What the... What are you doing? Oh, close enough. It depends on reality. That's true. That's fair. Excellent. You guys did it. You got the first question. Now it's only going to get harder from here. $200 question. If you got it right, remember to keep track. You got $100 for getting green right. But for our $200 question, this element is used in most goblin devices and experiments. Ooh, this is a little harder. Actually, this is quite a bit harder. Elgin, what is gunpowder? That's a good answer. But I wanted to be I'm being a little more generic with the type of element. Yes. Gunpowder's not an element. Yeah, no, it's not an element, unfortunately. Malvin, you may have it there. You may have a good idea there. I'll give everybody a minute still to make their guess, but okay, you guys ready? It's fire because we like to burn things. It's a lifestyle. It's also needed to do explosions. So fire is our favorite element to work with. We do like sulfur and gunpowder as well, but you need the fire to light those things, or heat sources. Oh, thank you, McDarmo. How's it going? We're just doing some Gobold Jeopardy if you'd like to hop in. We're on the goblin questions right now. Not wrong. It's true. Technically, it's not wrong. Just remember, second is only the first loser. No, that's so bad. Doing good, doing good. Already $100 in debt. Awesome. I like it. We'll wait till the clip and then we'll go on to the next question. GL will remember this. Oh no, press X to doubt. X to doubt. Don't remember. Don't remember. You're at 300. Nice, nice. Awesome, awesome. You guys are doing good. By going down the questions, you could actually get ahead before we even get to the Gobold questions. $300. What's the largest part of the goblin anatomy? And this isn't a lewd question. This isn't a lewd question, I swear. Gosh darn it. The brain, the ears, those are good guesses. Those are good guesses. Our ears are very big. But unfortunately on a purely oh, Gorlina, that's adorable. I don't actually know the size of a goblin heart though. But it is unfortunately, and fortunately for some, the head. It's usually bigger than our bodies. Like look how wide my head is. It's like it reaches out to the sides of my shoulders. The ears obviously extend further out, but the head is just solid, massive. Nope. Goblins have big heads. But 600 butts. Oh my gosh. Melvin, you have 600 butts? How does that work? No one knows the size of a goblin heart. No one's been able to piece the heart back together after a goblin autopsy. Oof. Goblins have big heads. Yeah, there's a lot of big heads. Avoid it during chilly night. But I like it. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are doing good, actually. I'm impressed. I'm impressed at your goblin knowledge. Okay. Let's see how you do. We're getting to the harder questions now. My shape-shifting is freaking out and giving me a lot of butts. I don't even know if that would be a good thing or a bad thing or just like purely cosmetic at that point. Doing good. Yeah. Okay, you guys ready? We're past the halfway point in Goblin. How many meals does a goblin eat in a typical day? I'm looking for a number. We're just going to go with the closest person on this one, because this is a hard one. A number, yes. There is a number of meals that the average goblin eats in a typical day. 500 nuggies. Is that a single meal? What is as many as possible? That's fair. I will. I guess just take your best guess. Casual plebbing. Welcome. And also, what the heck? How did 400 pounds of food a day? I don't. Okay, just because it's caught me so far off guard. Did you cheat somehow? You're cheating somehow, aren't you? Yeah, it's 8 or more meals, but I was looking for 8. How the heck did you do that? Goblins can technically eat as much as presented due to their voracious hunger, but typically it's 8 meals in a day. That's that was amazing. Do I get half points one for guessing? Yes, you get. I'll give half points if you guessed more than 8 meals in a day. I don't know what 4 pounds translates to, unfortunately. It's a lot of food though. The only goblin. That's fair. I also figured it was like hobbits. Yeah, we eat a lot like hobbits. They like to have all their meals named. We're just like, I see food is meal. Yeah, oh yes, you were close. Yes, we like to eat lots of food. It's very, very tasty. We also lesser known goblin fact that's not in this quiz. We have a natural poison resistance and disease resistance to stuff we eat. So not like, you know, like if I were to get shot with poison, it would still poison me. But like if I were to drink a vial of poison, it wouldn't really do much of anything. Maybe make me a little nauseous. It's kind of a neat little, no, Rockpox was, not ingested. I can tell you that. Maybe I would have done better if I had eaten it. Oh. Yeah, no, it's a weird stipulation that we're able to eat and digest most things without getting sick, but, you know, we can still get sick and we can still get poisoned, but just not through what we eat. It's an interesting little fact. And now for the hardest question. This one's, I don't expect anyone to know this one, honestly. Okay, here we go. $500 question. Goblin towns are filled with images, but what is always missing from their walls and signs? Something that is forbidden in goblin culture. Laws. I mean, the letter D. I like logical directional arrow. I like that we have laws, but it doesn't necessarily mean anyone follows them. So I guess they're kind of pointless. Pathfinder goes, you're right. You're right. How did you know I was based on a Pathfinder gob? Anyway, horses. It's very close, actually. Soot got this one. It's written text. The written word is evil. The written word is purely evil. Most goblins firmly believe written text will steal the words from your mind. That's why we only use paintings and drawings. How does that work with picto languages? They're pictures. It's all right. As long as it's the pictures explaining what's going on, it won't steal our mind words. And, oh, hello, Sprig. And you want to know how I do it? It's because I've got this magic goggle. Apparently, it saves my soul from being sucked from my mind by reading written text. Welcome to your re-debut. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my god. Is that Sprig just getting murdered? What is going on? Oh my god, that's so many. All the single bits. It's just going. That's amazing. Yes, welcome. If you're just joining us, we're doing some Gobold Jeopardy. We actually just finished the Goblin category.
Okay, you need to move the bridge.
She's already, it's true. We really do need to stop. She's already buried. Let's just hope I never left some of my native books lying around. Bad for anyone to read. Yeah. I was in a D&D game at one point, and we found a library of rare historical text, and I burned it. It's all gone. There's no more rare historical text. It had to be purged. But yes, exactly. Welcome. What let me go back to the Jeopardy board. So we've done goblins. You guys got your goblin monies. Now we have to pick between the remaining categories to see what people are confident in doing next. So we've got kobolds. We've got the DRG mod for Tweek mission control. Oh my gosh, Derpside. Thank you for subscribing. 7-month streak. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we've got Tweek lore. I'm confident in a lot of things, misplaced. But confident. I like it. I like it. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to vote on the poll. If your category doesn't get picked, it will come up after. So don't worry too much if you miss out on your category. In all honesty, though, I've been exposed to so much written text at DRG that it just... How are you dwarves alive? How do the dwarves even work here? Like who writes down everything? oh, sorry, yeah, the $500 question was it was in Goblin Towns there's tons of images on signs, but what's always missing? So like what's always missing in a Goblin Town? It's something that is frowned upon in Goblin culture. Oh yeah. It was the written word, because it steals the words from your brain. And whenever you guys are reading books, those books are stealing your brain words. Just so you know. I don't know how mages do it with their wizardy scrolls. The object, exactly. See, this is why we get along so well. What's this? Soot doesn't read things either and likes to blow stuff up? Sounds kind of goblin-y. That's true. Butt spot. That was not the time to make a butt joke. But, no, that's interesting. They make great goblins. The secret is that the wizardy words are all made up. Ah, so they can't come out of your brain if they don't exist. A wild mage, not a nerd. Oh, that's good. I like it when I give weird ideas. The Tweek mod for DRG. Interesting. Okay. We'll go into the Tweek DRG mod. If you're just joining us, what we've been doing is kind of casually going through the category questions. And people have just been keeping track of how much money they're making out of the Gobold Jeopardy pockets. So if you get it right before we reveal the answer, you get the money value. We're not being too particular on this. I'm just interested to see how well everybody does. Excellent. So $100 for the Tweek mod for Deep Rock Galactic. Tweek stars in a mod for what video game as its mission control? Oh my god. This question's so hard. What could it be? I wonder. Oh, well. McDarmo's technically not wrong either. Can we do technicality? That was 50 if it's a technicality, right? Okay, the answer is technically Deep Rock Galactic. Yeah, you got it. It's Dig Dug. This is the first voiced mod I've ever done, and then people started asking me like whether I was a voice actor and what my rates were, and I'm like, I've never done voice acting. I don't know what people are talking about. I just talk like this sometimes because it sounds more goblin-y. But I've adapted to the more common speak way of talking. Worked on my accent a little bit, but I can bring it back. It's quite handy. Probably like fire and steel, honestly. With all the burning explosions and weapons we have, it's probably fire and steel. Wonder what the Gobold equivalent of rock and stone is. Flint and gunpowder. Ooh, I like that one. That's a good one. I'm gonna remember that. Flint and gunpowder. But for our second question in this category, it's going to get a little harder. Golden scales, that's a good one. Golden scales. Gary is a fellow intern of what species? If anyone's used the mod, you'll know who Gary is. This brings back some PTSD, but I'm doing it for the Gobold Jeopardy. I like. Rocking is more legal than stoning, just saying. Unless you're in Space Canada. Then both are perfectly legal. No! Especially the stoning, yes. You guys are right. It's a gnome. Specifically from Gnome Tech. They were the cause of the rival incursion on Hoxus. So if you've been following any Tweek lore, Gary's been fired and is currently hiding on Hoxus. We're trying to deal with it, but you know, he's a gnome. He's tricky to find. They're good at hiding. Hopefully we'll catch him. He is a criminal at this point. Okay, you guys ready? 300. Tweek interns from a fellow mining group with what name? What is the name of the company I come from? Because I work for DRG, but I'm not from DRG. This will be a little bit tougher. I've said it a couple times though when we were doing lore stuff, but we'll see if anyone can remember. That's one of the Christmas toys. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't put it past him. That's a great idea. The Goblin Mining Guild. That sounds suspicious. Or Spring. Goblin Mining. You guys are all doing pretty good. I'm taking the L on this. That is fair. It is actually the Goblin Mining Guild. Spring got it right. Or GMG. I would have accepted GMG because that's their abbreviation term. Formed by goblins to mine various planets for money. They tend to lose employees way faster than DRG due to, you know, non-unioned and goblin business practices. Shipco, how's it going? Goblin mining, oh heck, yeah, that's fair. I'm sorry, is it a little delayed? I can wait a little bit longer if people need between questions. Thank you for the hydrate. I could use a hydrate. You want to what? I'll bring up the next question and then I'll hydrate so people have more time to check it out. We're getting to the hard questions now, though. Tweet number 400. Tweek indulges in what after finding out about Gary and the rivals? This is a very particular lore question in the mod. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. And thank you. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying having some fun with the new model. Yes, yeah, Vori and Sprig, everyone's just hopping in right now. Welcome. We're doing Gobold Jeopardy. We're just setting up alcoholism. You're not in That's a way to put it. I like it. Excessive drinking, that's good. Dirty bean water. I mean, technically. I mean, the doors welcome another to the bar always. That's also true. Skooma. It is drinking. Excessive drinking and alcoholism are totally fine too. Bathing. That's true. Nope. Bathing is definitely not a goblin thing, really. Scheming would be good. I like scheming. Specifically, excessive amounts of dwarven ale. Turns out dwarven alcohol is very strong. It's like... wow. I had trouble firing a couple resupplies into the planet one time because I was having some beers, and yeah, it was a hard time. I couldn't even work with the team properly. Luckily, they didn't fire me for drinking on the job because a lot of the dwarves drink on the job. But I probably shouldn't have drunk on the job. I'm not as competent under the influence of alcohol as the dwarves are. This is how, I mean, I cannot confirm or deny that there was an accident that involved drinking and or Team 23. There is no evidence. No one can prove anything. Moving on. Not being drinking. So many fines. That is fair. That is fair. Spiked coffee. That is also that is fair too. I am fine with that. Okay, the hardest question in the mod category. Tweek Mission Control was previously not going to be Tweek the Goblin, but this popular voiced video game character instead. That's right, the Tweek the mod almost never existed. This is a real hard one. It wasn't going to be Tweek the Goblin. It was actually going to be a popular video game character that I redid for the Mission Control. No, not Pac-Man, but that's a... I don't know if there's enough voice lines I could get out of Pac-Man for Mission Control. The Twillich. The Twillich wasn't invented yet, actually. I mean, he probably existed, but like I didn't know about him. GLaDOS Eggman. Eggman's a good guess, too. Wheatley from Portal. That's also... These are all good guesses. See, this is a hard one, so I don't blame everybody. This is a... What is one of the Claptrap? Oh, that's a good one too. Zelda's on. Wait, does Zelda have voice lines? That's a good idea, but I don't know if Breath of the Wild Zelda does. But Malvin's the correct one here. It's GLaDOS from Portal. You got it. Oh yeah, originally Gladoretta was the GLaDOS Mission Control. Once Tweek was made, I made GLaDOS Mission Control, and a separate GLaDOS Mission Control came out. I made Gladoretta instead. It's an interesting so yeah, I was working on the GLaDOS Mission Control mod, and then I saw someone made one, even though, you know, it's kind of just a copy paste of the original Mission Control with GLaDOS's voice. But yeah, no, it turned into my Gladoretta mod after I found out that it was already made, and I went with Tweek instead. It was kind of a neat, like, Tweek wouldn't have existed if I had made that GLaDOS mod. Or, sorry, Tweek would have still existed. He just wouldn't have been a mod in Deep Rock Galactic. Will there be cake? I want some cake. I'll have, like, 20 cakes, please. I like all the cakes. Excellent. You guys made it. I know, the $500 questions are hard. Like, those are... Man, that is fair. It is a very hard, like the $500 questions I had to dig up. I wanted them to be tricky. Okay, our final category selection. You've got kobolds, or you've got the purest of Tweek lore. Which, you know, might not be that hard because we were just talking about Tweek lore. You might have a little bit of an easier time there. Oh, in the meantime, I'm going to have a little bit more water. I could use more coffee, actually, too. Maybe I should make more coffee between. Maybe when we get set up for Deep Rock, I'll get some more coffee. Oh, she's... Lavina just doesn't like shanking. Tweek lore for 500. A Tweek lore 500. I don't even remember what I put in there. I made Gobold Jeopardy before the subathon, and then I just kind of like added to it. But like some of these categories haven't been touched since before the subathon back in oh gosh, when was the subathon? August? I think it was in August. So some of these questions I'm like, oh yeah, the Tweek lore and stuff's in there, but I don't even know what I'm throwing at you guys. I read the question, I'm like, oh wow, I thought of that. PB&J. Oh, actually, I've become a bit of a fan of PB&H. I like having peanut butter and honey. It's very good together. Very tasty. Got kind of a natural sweetness to it too. Oh, that's cool. Horrible for you though. Uh-oh. Peanut butter mixed with maple syrup. That sounds amazing. Maple syrup goes on everything though. Like I haven't found much that maple syrup isn't good with. So but sugary, but good. diabetes. That's fair. That's fair. Tweek lore. Oh, we're going to Tweek. You guys are saving kobolds for last. That's suspicious. but I'm okay with this. Okay, Tweek lore for 100. To be fair, this is also, when we get to kobolds, this is based on Tweek's knowledge of kobolds, so I bet it won't even be 100% accurate. But anyway, Tweek lore for 100. Tweek is addicted to this drink. What do you think it could be? What do you think it could be? Hold on a second. What do you think it could be? Okay, sorry. I'll put myself back. Man, these $100 questions are not very hard, are they? Oh, hold on, I should move over a little bit more. Boop. There we go. Totally bug juice. Get a belly button out of it. Coffee, hot bean. I do accept hot bean juice. Also, dirty bean water or black bean soup or burnt bean brew are all good. But yes, it's coffee. Tweek's blood is canonically 70% caffeine. That's why I drink so much coffee. The blood transfusions they gave me in the med bay, they were coffee. They put me on a coffee drip. I didn't need a blood transfusion. I just needed coffee. Dark morning potion. Yeah, oh, that's a good. I'm gonna call it the dark morning potion. I like that. The black bean seltzer when you spike it. Oh, that's so good. But some of the doors use it to sober up when they shouldn't. They probably helped contribute. Actually, I've gotten in trouble with Deep Rock Galactic Management because I do drink all of their coffee. And then none of the dwarves have coffee. That is part of the reason the bars don't serve coffee anymore. They had to get leaf lover ale. Apologies about that a little bit. I stand by, I guess, a whiskey. To be fair, coffee and whiskey, I'll give you half points for that because whiskey's great in coffee. But that's for those harder working days, you know? Now, our slightly harder question. Even I get the rush from tap water. That's fair. You would hate my coffee. I love... It's on our throne, actually. Death Wish coffee. Oh, man. It's like 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a cup. It's insane. It even gives me the jitters. But I love it. Merry Christmas! Hello! Oh, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Death Wish coffee is glorious. It's so good. I actually have on the side here. I shared it in my Discord. And I'll probably have it later. I have Awake Choco Bars. Each chocolate bar has 100 milligrams of caffeine plus sugar. So, you know, that'll help keep me going. How many bars does he have left? All the bars. I'm ready. Crimbus. He's been saving that. It's true. I've been saving all 3 for this stream. Probably not the smartest idea because it says don't take more than 2 daily. But, yes. Anyway, side note. $200 question. What game was Tweek first created for use in before VTubing? Oh, this is an interesting one. And no, it's not Deep Rock Galactic. That would be too easy. I know you're thinking that no, it's not Deep Rock Galactic. D&D, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. Killfooter, that's also a good guess. Pathfinder, that's also a good guess. Oh, yep. What is LARP? You're right. It was a LARP. I LARPed Tweek IRL. I LARPed for a couple years. I was Tweek the Goblin in real life. It was fantastic. I beat people with a giant club because I had giant strength and I was a goblin who could hit harder than a troll. It was very fun. If you've never LARPed before, I do recommend it. Although it is tricky to find a good LARP. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you have a bad first experience, it's unfortunate because LARPing is very fun. It's really just like D&D plus acting, and then you get to meet other friends and like see the characters they like to come up with, and it's good. That's fair. They do tavern LARPs too. Those are kind of fun if you just want a more chillaxed one, where it's usually like Vampires the Masquerade or like Fallout, and it's kind of like just an old. Do you like jazz? It's almost like an you just kind of hang around a tavern with everyone dressed up and playing their own characters. Sometimes they'll do things like, the tavern gets robbed or something, and you'll be able to help out if you want to. But a lot of the times it's just hanging around, and they do like a little bit of like, especially with vampires, there's a little bit of espionage sometimes when there's a vampire hunter in here somewhere. Someone here is playing a vampire hunter, but we don't know who it is. Just got that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's non-combat. Yeah, a lot of the action's done with like tabletop sessions, like little rolling of the dice on the tables. So you don't have to actually, like one LARP we went to actually had non-combat like armbands you could get, so you could still participate and do all the fun stuff. But you just wouldn't participate in combat, so you wouldn't have to run around. Stares at the guy dressed as Blade. Turns out he's actually the vampire leader and not the hunter. Dang. Sorry, I got on a tangent. That was, man, I haven't talked about LARP in forever. But let's go into more random Tweek lore. $300. Order 66. $300 question. Tweek is a goblin inspired by what design? There's two designs that I'm actually inspired by, so I will take either answer. Either. I think Mal actually had this one earlier. If I'm remembering correctly. Because you mentioned something about goblins that you knew earlier. I mean, that's fair. I can't argue that one. It is such design. Aha. Ooh, Gizmo. That's a good one. It does kind of have that design. I'm not even bad at it. I like that answer too. But technically it's Pathfinder first edition goblins and Deep Rock Galactic. You don't have to be that specific. But I would prefer Pathfinder to D&D, because D&D goblins are pushovers compared to Pathfinder goblins. Would mine count as a correct? I'll give yours as a technically correct, because D&D is close to Pathfinder. It's just they are differently designed goblins. Yeah, mostly comes from Pathfinder, hence the large mouth and wide eyes, and then Deep Rock Galactic for the cybernetic designs. But yeah. Oh, I love Pathfinder goblins. I never played anything else. I really should, but I didn't. I think I played Asimira once, and I did like 2 sessions. It's like, nah, I didn't enjoy it. I wanted to be goblins. Pathfinder goblins are great. Okay, you guys ready? We're going on to $400. Bam! $400 question. Tweek has been streaming from this location. Oh, this question's a little date, but it still works, so. Yeah, we started with Pathfinder. Well, sorry, we started with D&D, but we mostly played Pathfinder. It was like D&D like 3.5 or Pathfinder. Canada. That's true. The internet. That is also technically true. Goddamn. Twitch from Canada. I mean, but we're talking about Tweek, not. Damn it. You're not. None of you are technically wrong. I should have specified more. Tweek the character is streaming from where? Yes, technically I'm streaming from Canada, but where does Tweek stream from? This is a Tweek lore, not in real life. Bottom right corner of the screen. Answers are in Mission Control Office. Yeah, that's close enough. It's the this is out of date. It would be mining rig 27 in space because this is from before the incident that we don't talk about. Don't worry about it. Mining rig 23 is fine. It's just being reconstructed after a terrible accident. Don't worry about it. Oh my god, I totally forgot I had this as mining rig 23. Yeah, no, that's fine. Does this count? Do I get... Yes, that is fine. Mission control is correct. Mining rig 23 would have also been correct. Space would have been correct. And Canada's in space. So I feel like everyone kind of at least earned part points on this one. Everything's in space. Even space is in space. Space Canada. Okay, the hardest Tweek lore question. Are you guys ready? Tweek's 3 favorite things are coffee, money, and this. Oh, you guys are... You guys figured it out. It's soot's too wholesome, but yes, it's technically soot. This question's a little lewder than my other questions. Gobold booty, basically being soot. Yep, I went there. Yep. But yes, it is soot. But have you seen that booty? Look at the emote. It's a good booty. So you're all, if anyone who said soot's technically correct, or even correct, you get the 500 if you said soot, because it's soot's a booty. So, you know, it's the same thing. What can I say? I'm a goblin that likes butt. Slight lewd lore drop. Anyway. Oh, what's our last category? Oh, we only got kobolds left. Ooh. Is anyone here prepared for kobolds? We got a couple kobolds in chat, so they might get it right and then just be like, Tweek, you're an idiot. You got it wrong. Your Jeopardy question doesn't make any sense. But we'll find out. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, that clearly no one in chat would know anything about kobolds, so I should be in the clear. Let's take the easiest question. How about that? Kobolds share this skin feature with the lizard folk and dragons. What do kobolds have on their skin that lizard folk and dragons have? Gold. Actually, that's probably fair. Oh my god, the question's too hard. Everyone's getting it. That was such an easy one. Gold-plated. Ooh, I bet a kobold would love gold-plated scales. But yes, it is scales. Kobolds' bodies are covered in scales, making their skin tougher than some other races. You are all correct. You got it. You know your kobolds. It'd be like tattoos. Oh, yeah. Oh, plating their scales like tattoos? That'd be awesome. That's a cool feature idea. Yay! You're doing it. Excellent. I don't remember what any of my kobold quiz questions were, so I'm as stunned as you guys are about that one being so easy. But anyway, how about this one? I think the next question's actually to do with or I got it from Sprig. This sensitive part of the kobold body is used to help find valuable ore. This is a good one. This is definitely a Sprig one. The nose, the snoot, the sniffer, aka the snoot. Literally all parts are providing, but okay, that's fair. But this one in particular is used to sniff them out. It's the nose or the snoot. So if you said nose or snoot, you got it. Many insist on booping it still, and it can cause discomfort. Yeah, booping a kobold snoot can cause discomfort. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're booping snoots. I mean, I chomp when mine is booped. Gentle boop with consent. I mean, possibly. I don't know how sensitive it is. I don't have a kobold snoot, but I hear they're pretty sensitive. Also, Soots is, yeah, exactly what Soots in. Soots is boopable because of, complications with wild magic. Excellent, excellent. We're getting into the harder questions now, though. Those ones were easy. Oh, which comment about a kobold's looks that most annoys them? I had to like read it out and be like, okay, so what comment about a kobold's looks most annoys them? I mean, this is also just based off personal knowledge, so hopefully this is also correct. That they look like rats. Oof. Oof. That does annoy me. Mistaking them for dragonborns, that's also, oh my gosh, I might just have to be like, what is short or tiny? Making them rat dragons. Short bunny. No, wait, okay, call it be a lizard. That they're tiny. You guys have got it. Talking about their height can make them very uncomfortable. Calling kobolds short is like asking to get fireballed in the genitalia. Because they're at that height, so you know that's probably where it would hit you. I mean, I'm sure any of those other ones are valid because they were coming from kobolds. So I mean, I don't mind being mistaken for a dragonborn. So yes, technical points for the kobolds giving what they disliked about being called themselves. I can't say that that's incorrect if it's actually a kobold. Oh, that's funny. I didn't think I'd have so many kobolds in chat. That's true. That's true. Oh, unfortunately, a fish. That's fair. That's fair. More of an advantage. Oh. Okay. Now, this one's taken a little bit from more of a generalized perspective. But the most important thing to a kobold besides shinies. So keep this in mind. We're not including shinies in the most important thing. Because otherwise it would probably just be shinies. And that's too easy. Food, butts. Who summons me? Oh, yeah, I did say shinies. Sweet rolls. It actually has something to do with how kobolds congregate. Yeah, sudden spike difficulty. $400 and $500 questions go up significantly. I think I just had great ideas show up. I'm like, I need to stick these in here. I'm gonna say food. Those are all good answers. But actually, it's their clan and kin. Kobolds are very pack focused. While infighting happens, they tend to keep their clan safe. Have you ever heard of pack tactics? It's a thing kobolds do. Yeah, that's true. The person as well. I mean, to be fair, I feel like a lot of the kobolds in our chat are not like in a large kobold clan, so I wouldn't expect everyone to know what's going on here. I thought they loved me. I don't know about that one. I have no idea. We're all misfits here. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really match our branch of kobolds that we have here. Pots and pans, right? Yeah. I may have left for power. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's why I said this is a generalized kobold answer, not particularly about our group. Okay. Ready for the hardest question. I had to dig for this one. I don't even know if the kobolds will know this one. That's how rare this question is. Okay, you ready? Soot's gonna know this one though, so maybe Soot should wait a little bit before answering. But because I had to double check with a kobold, you know. But okay, you guys ready? You ready? This is the most common form of lycanthropy among kobolds. Yeah, that's right. The most common form of lycanthropy among kobolds. This is a tricky one. This one will be hard. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's also a good one. This is a form of rodent. Unfortunately, so weren't we just talking about being called a rodent? What was hurtful to kobolds? Yeah, like werewolves, but like any kind of were animal is a lycanthropy. What the hell? Yeah, exactly. Most of you got it right, although I'm interested that Kobold Spring did wear badges, because I wonder if that's also one of the categories of it. But the were weasel is the one I was able to find. Turns out that keeping dire weasels as pets caused some strange effects, and now 1 in 10,000 kobolds are natural were weasels. It's just an interesting fact that you never needed to know and probably won't remember, because it's such a weird weird tidbit that I just dug up. Literally for Kobold Jeopardy. I think Soot did an art piece on it, actually. Oh, it's hilarious. Wereweasels are adorable. But also, like, just imagine kobold hyperactivity with the hyperactivity of a weasel. You know? It's not necessarily a good thing. I don't recommend it. Oh, but you guys did it. That was our final Gobold Jeopardy question. So I'm interested to see how people were doing. Give a ball pit and you'd have unlimited energy. Exactly. Get them to run on one of those electrical hamster wheels. It'd be perfect. They generate all the power. Yeah. I'm telling now. Awesome. I didn't even. I mean, to be fair, if you think you got enough right, that's good too. You don't have to keep track. I just thought it was fun to see how well people did. You don't have to, though. Yeah, it's more so like, how well did you do compared to how well you could have done? How knowledgeable were you of the goblin? The goblin department. Excellent. We will take 40% interest on that as well. Thank you very much. I got through the. Holy cow! You know what, GL? Just pay your money and interest to Malavin, and then we don't have to deal with it. Oh, okay. I also say, oh, never mind. Goblin Department would like to say that all the money used in here was artificial and doesn't actually exist. Oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah, I was like, there's probably a reason. That's cool. I didn't even know where weasels existed before I looked up this question, and it's like, now I know, and it's like, oh, where badgers? That sounds possible. More you know. Brought to you by Sprig. I did fine. Cough, cough, boil. That's fair. If crypto can be real money, then so can my Gavo points. It has the value you believe it has. And it only has that value to the other people that believe it has that value. That's how that works, right? No, yeah, everyone did decently well. I did throw in like pretty easy questions at the start, but the hard questions, I was surprised when people got some of them. Holy cow. Those $500 questions I had to dig for. Excellent, excellent. Oh, with that though, I'm actually doing pretty good. This actually went a little longer than I thought, so I'm gonna switch over and we'll hang out and do some DRG for a bit before we go on a longer break. But you know, we'll do DRG for a little while because I want to play some DRG, show off some stuff I've been working on. Hopefully my mods don't break the game. See what dire whistles or dire badgers. Ah.